Hey, everybody.
Boom! What up, young folks? What's popping out there in the wonderful world of YouTube? It's good to see everybody. Bougie
Yes,
Prepper, I know you're not
yes.
in here, but you wasn't here
Yes,
at
she
1
is.
o'clock in the morning.
Bougie is still here. I'm telling you, she's always on
I
time.
looked at it during the day and shit, and it did say one person waiting.
Listen,
That might be her.
Bougie is in here. She's been
Bougie, what
waiting.
up?
She's been waiting for this.
Wally, what up there, young fella? It's good to see
Hey,
you there.
Nola Gun Guy.
Liberty Acres.
Monique, how are you?
It's good to see everybody. Maurice Evans, what's popping, young fella? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, man. We about to have a very, very cool, interesting live. It's gonna be informative, fun,
Right.
inclusive, all
I
that good
feel
stuff.
weird.
You feel out?
Yeah, I
I'm
feel.
sorry. I feel
Mm.
that's
I look
get in
like.
here, guys. Get in here. Mentos, what up?
See,
Jason
I told
Ewan,
you. Look.
twin. Hey, Bougie, what up? What up?
Joe Vibe.
There go my twin.
Money.
Joseph Harris, what's popping, young fella? That's my motorcycle brother. What it is, what it do. Urban.
Oh, you know who I forgot to text?
What happened?
Martika. She gonna be like, "How come you didn't text me?"
Oh,
I
Martika.
know, Martika.
Jova, what up, brother? Wagwan, brother. Man, everything is good. Hopefully, everybody had a cool weekend. Nice little Saturday, Sunday. Hey, Terry, what up? It's good to see you. I don't know if I'm gonna hold on and say this later or say it now, but shout out to everybody who's digging out snow right now because fuck, it was like
I was sunbathing.
yeah.
Hey,
Yo.
Gina versus Gina.
What up, Gina? What's going on? James Wells, what's popping? Listen,
Urban.
it was hot as fuck today. I don't want to say hot as fuck, but it was
hot, guys.
It was like 78.
Don't downplay it.
Let's
enjoy it. Because
I was dressed for some other shit. I don't know what the fuck I had.
Yeah,
on,
you had a thermal shirt.
Yeah,
I had a like this spaghetti strap shirt.
Yeah.
I just put on my sweater. Just
y'all.
Biggs, what up? KO, what's popping? Everything is good. Everything is good.
Monique says she took 3 feet off the roof. Oh,
go ahead. Hold that. That's the Canadian shit right there. I don't even know nothing about that. I don't want to know.
James Wells, he does ride motorcycles. Yes, he does. And he will not teach me. And I'm in my feelings about it.
Hell no. Corey, what up? Salute, brother. Skillionaire. Wappen. So, yeah, man. James Wells, yeah, the bike life, man. I came up in that, man. I wear it, forever. It is what it is. It was fun.
Wait. Let's just bring this back.
What happened?
Did you just put up your forearm and smack it?
Yeah, he has his motorcycle tattoo on it. Is
forever and ever.
Well, shit, can you get my name tattooed on you?
Carbon Q, I get that on my ass cheek. Forever. I take you everywhere, babe.
Right.
I take you everywhere. Carbon Q, what up?
James Wells, he does both.
See, man, what the word is? Fat guy with guns. That's my brother.
Guns.
What is the
Carbon
word?
Q. Hey, I see you snuck up in here.
On it.
See, man, how are you?
Yeah, man.
You know what? I should have had my wine. I should have bought some wine.
You got regular ass juice.
I don't want no regular ass.
I need you sane for this conversation. That's all.
I'm going to try.
Rodney Brady, what up, New York?
Try.
New York City in the building. Listen, man, I don't want to spend too much time. How can I say this? Telling y'all about our weekend because we do have some amazing, very accomplished, very important young folks.
Wait, hold on. No, Carbon, not you. He said me, not you.
What happened? What did you say? I'll get Carbon on my ass.
No, no. I told him to get my name printed, tattooed on him.
I got 2 cheeks, Carbon. So
wait, no, that's mine. That's my woman.
Oh, you gonna get Carbon on your cheeks?
No.
What? Okay. All right.
Shit got a little weird. Philly Slow, what's popping? OG Tank, what is the word? What's going on? What's going on? All right, listen. So yeah, we had a great weekend. We did a lot of housework. We cut down some more trees.
Yes, we did. We went to the range, everybody.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Listen.
See, I didn't feel it the way you felt it though, because SHOT Show, I was able to shoot a
I know. Don't talk about it.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't there.
Ain't even that important.
Right.
One in the chain, but what up?
There.
OG, what's popping?
But Sure enough, I was excited to be at the range.
We're gonna get into it then. We gonna get into it then.
But Billy still doesn't understand my optics and his optics. It can't be, it's not the same. It's different for left-handed people. In the comments, they showed it in the comments. It has to be positioned differently.
Y'all,
it has to be positioned.
All right, we got a lot of professionals. Stop! You showing all my cars and shit. My race cars on the wall. Hey, listen. I don't know if it's left-handed or right-handed. Maybe it's short and tall. I don't know. Either way, she gave me that whole big fuss. It ain't set for me. And then she gets behind the damn gun, and it's nothing but fucking steel. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Y'all saw the video, so please, with her, don't even listen to her. I had to. Hey, light-skinned people lie. Don't even listen to her. Don't even listen to her.
So just go call me a lie.
Guess what? We got amazing.
All day.
We got amazing women that we're gonna bring out.
Silverback, what up? What is popping?
And I can't wait to bring them out. It's gonna be with us women are taking over.
Yeah, it's ladies' night, y'all, man. So
Billy's gonna feel a little awkward being up here. Maybe not.
Who would not want to be surrounded by amazing, accomplished women?
Right.
I'm good. I'll do it. I'll take one for the team. If that's what it takes, I'm with it, you know. So, hey,
one in the chamber. No further ado,
I'm gonna bring these young ladies in, and there's gonna be a few more joining us as the night goes on. But may I introduce Ursula 308.
Hello.
Danny from Defensive Unicorns.
Hey.
Denise, aka Pretty Shooter.
Hey y'all.
Brandy Conscious 357.
Hey everyone.
And then we have this young lady, that girl with the guns in her pajamas. What up,
Tina?
What up? How you feeling?
What's up, y'all? Hey.
Oh my God.
Hey, boo.
I should have been more professional. Let me put some.
Yo, I'm cracking up.
You got this kind of Hugh Hefner vibe going on right now.
She said it's 8 o'clock. She said it's 8 o'clock.
It's bedtime. Danny, we put this show up and we put this show up.
And we drop them.
Man. But yeah, man, it's good to see everybody. I appreciate y'all for stopping by and hanging out with us. I'm gonna start, and let's go ahead and go around the room with a kind of a basic question. Tell us a little snippet of who you are and what your EDC is. So Ursula, we'll start with you.
And EDC, oh man, bit about me. Well, a pro shooter. I shoot for some awesome companies: Staccato, Troy, Vortex. You can actually check me out on Instagram. That's actually my handle up there, and you can actually see the whole list of sponsors, stuff like that. Also in law enforcement, been in the game my entire adult life, so 17 plus years. What else? EDC. So my EDC right now is the Staccato C2. So that's roughly about the same size as like a Glock 19.
Yeah.
Medford knife and also a Stream like wedge.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Danny.
You bougie.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, why she go first?
Staccato.
All right, so I'm Danny from Defensive Unicorns. I am a DV survivor. I'm a firearm instructor. And, I'm like that in-between space where I've been doing it for a good amount of time, but I'm still new to a lot of stuff like SHOT Show and stuff like that. So, I'm getting there. I'm meeting all the ladies. I love it. Meeting some good guys. Billy is so cool. So, I'm getting there. And then my EDC ain't got none on a Staccato, but I'm carrying my Walther PPS right now. My Walther PPS. I love it. That's my baby.
I still ain't got no damn Walther. I'm one of these, man. I just finally got an HK recently. Alex got an HK.
My HK was my baby for a minute.
Yeah. I'm gonna get there real quick.
That segue to me because my EDC is Walther PDP.
Wait, before we segue to you, how much time y'all got? Because when she start going, boy, go ahead. Go ahead. She the Jamaican of the bunch. She got 50 y'all. You don't know, Sam. Yeah, laundry detergent delivery gal.
Oh.
And a big time farmer. Go ahead,
See?
Go ahead.
I was being cool today and calm and collected and everything. But I mean, I think everybody, you know, I try to hop in here and there. I'm Tanise of Pretty Shooters Firearms, hailing from Maryland. We do DC and all of that stuff up here. The DMV as we're known. I do a little bit of everything. Been doing this since 2016. Been shooting for a good amount of my life. That's pretty much the spiel. My EDC is the Walther PDP Forage Compact with the new lock backstrap, because the lock backstrap, excuse me, because it just does something to me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Soon, hopefully, I'll get a staccato. If
You and me both. You and me both. You know.
Miss Brandy.
Well, I just want to know, Ursula, you got to hook up on them discounts with the staccato because I've been trying to save up.
Dude, you know what's funny?
Right.
So Staccato is one of those companies where it's like you get a discount, it's like, it's one of those like they gotta see some type of work. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying that I have no say in what they do over there.
Staccato discount needs a discount.
Right.
No, if
you saving, I mean, do they at least got a layaway? I'm just saying.
Okay, they don't have a layaway, but there's a but. You can use as many gift cards as you want on purchase of a gun.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
So,
we're gonna gift card it up, y'all.
If I was you, for your birthday, if you put it out there like, yo, if you want to give me something for my birthday, just give me a Staccato gift card.
Bang.
Nice.
Put it out there.
Nice.
Now we that's all we asking for all year now.
Right. Yeah, I think you just turned up the Valentine's Day gift for me.
Right. Staccato gift cards. Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all better pop in a bunch of lives, boys. Start running these colors down. Hey,
nice.
Like this, my information. Give me a Staccato gift card.
Right.
Support me.
And I actually called and spoke with their customer service. I was like, hey, is there a limit on how many gift cards somebody can use per purchase? They're like, no. I'm like, bet.
Oh, shit. No, I know. What you got going on, Tina?
I'm sorry. I had to step off real quick and do something. Is it my turn?
Not yet.
We're waiting on Brandy.
So I'm Brandy. I'm with Conscious Defense Tactics. So a big thing of mine is I'm a mental health therapist, and I've been trying to figure out how to bridge the gap between mental health and dealing in firearms. I'm also an NRA instructor and a safety range officer. My EDC is a Canic Rival, the SFX.
Okay.
And I really do want a staccato though, so I'm working on it. I want that staccato P.
Girl.
The P is dope. So what you can do, I mean, like you have to definitely call and talk to. We can chat after the show, but no,
Look, I gotta be in that chat too.
I'm just messing. No, honestly, I'm just messing.
I gotta get up in that
really
chat.
afford a staccato. I think it's just the price point. Like I've been trying to figure out like how much am I going to utilize it, because like when you get into firearms, I mean, you ladies know, like you start just buying everything. You know what I mean? You buy a lot of stuff that you don't use, and it's like I would rather stick to what I really want to use and maybe do some upgrades to some of the guns that I already have. And things of that nature. But I'm definitely going to get a staccato though.
So like, all the upgrade period for me was the last like 2 years. It was the whole COVID thing. That's when everybody was upgrading all their guns because like everything was closed. They're like, you're looking at your guns like, I can just upgrade that scope. I'm gonna put a new trigger in this. So like, people are still doing that type of stuff too. So
yeah.
But no, staccatos are pretty awesome. And when I tell people, especially where they see that financial, like I need to find a way to justify that price, is that just be purposeful. So like all my guns have a purpose. So one thing I like about the C2 is that it's a good all-around pistol. So it's something I can carry and it's something I can also compete with because I have. And it was a fluke. I left my XL at home one day and I'm like, C2 it is. And just ran. Yeah. Now it's like a constant thing where I just run the C2 from appendix and it's fine. So.
Yeah, I dig it. Ali, what's up, brother? That girl with the guns. That girl with the pajamas.
How y'all doing? I hope y'all having a beautiful day today. And my dog over there, she kind of pissing me off. So that's why I'm like, Going back and forth. She's still a baby. But my name is Tina. I'm with That Girl with the Guns. I'm a influencer right now. I want to be an instructor later on in the future. I just gotta, I want to be a good instructor. So I'm still have stuff to work on for myself before I actually get there. And I'm in nursing school right now. That's what I'm doing now. And that's pretty much it. I'm working on my YouTube channel. I want to grow my YouTube channel a little bit more this year. I'm trying to get to 10K. So, yeah.
Dope. And what's that EDC?
My EDC is the SIG P365.
You look like you carry a knife.
A knife? I actually don't like knives. I'm trying to get into it.
I was gonna say, I thought we all carry knives.
I mean, only because I feel like a knife is more dangerous than a gun to me. I'm very clumsy. I'm one of those that the knife will start jabbing me. Like,
oh my gosh, she said she's clumsy.
No, you should also you have a knife, flashlight, and you also should have medical close by.
Yeah, I got my IFAC. I needed that for nursing, so I have that in my car. And I do have a flashlight. I have a knife. Like, I have a knife on the side of my door to kind of like help me to get out the seatbelt. But I don't.
Oh yeah, in case you're stuck. Yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah.
Nadira, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Peace, everybody.
Young lady. What's
Hi.
up? How are you?
Hey.
I'm well. How are you?
Not bad. So what we're doing is we're introducing ourselves and yelling out our EDC.
Okay. I am Nadira. I am a mother of 4. And my preferred weapon is a Glock.
So, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Well, so listen, I know this is going to be kind of a cliche question, but and this kind of jump in as you want to, as you can. I don't want to, keep doing around the room. What, as a woman, what do you remember as your first experience with a firearm? What put a gun in your hand? If you can remember that time, that day.
Look, we all waiting for somebody to go. I guess I go first. I go. So,
yeah, wait.
I'm like, who gonna go? Who gonna go? All right. So with me, like I told my story so many times, but I have a domestic background, so I was dealing with somebody who was abusive. But that part didn't actually put the gun in my hand. It was actually him stalking me, and then me, fearing for my kids, and just feeling like, I was becoming really hopeless. I didn't really have any type of support. I feel like the police weren't helping me. And it was just like, yo, it's time to try to, figure it out on your own. I had all the paperwork. I was moving every year to every 2 years. Like, it was ridiculous, and I was still dealing with the same thing over and over again. And then finally I was like, all right, I'm gonna try hand in hand, which I did. But I felt like it was just so, I was like, do I really want that man that close to me, so from there I was like, all right, let's go and try some other stuff. And then I found firearms, and then from there I ain't turned back. Yep, that was it for me.
I think we froze.
Oh, did everybody come back? Maybe we like it. Is we back?
I'm here. Y'all hear me?
I'm here. I think Billy and them froze.
Oh yeah, yeah, cause he not blinking.
Yeah, he been in the same position for like 45
I know he ain't playing
Oh
that
man,
Frozen challenge.
Oh no.
the mannequin challenge.
Yeah.
That was a time, child.
Yo.
Okay, that was a time.
Yo.
Well, Danny, look, I'm glad you survived, because most people don't tell their stories and tell it in full detail. So I know for a fact that has probably helped several women just feel comfortable to just speak up. So.
And it took me a little bit, at first you feel embarrassed and ashamed. You're like, why I let this man do this to me? And, so it took a while. And, after like going to groups and stuff like that, I was like, yo, like stuff they would say would inspire me. So I was just like, maybe me saying some stuff, especially getting to where I am now, I'm like, maybe that would help somebody too, so it made it easier.
But at least with the groups and stuff like that, you kind of found or figured out that you were
Not the only one.
Yeah.
That helped a lot. It helped a lot. Because when you go through stuff like that, you feel like you the only one in the world. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And that's why like women I do talk to now, I have a lot of women that I talk to and they be like, well, I don't want to go to therapy. I feel crazy and blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, it helped me so much. I came a long way to like really bad thoughts. And, I came a long way with therapy and groups and having other women. That's why now, like, I cling to us. You know what I mean? Like, I cling to us so much because I feel like if nothing else, that's what I have. You know what I mean? Is that support.
So are you doing any work with any other domestic violence groups?
So I've been having a real hard time. So I'm trying to figure it out in Georgia, but in Philadelphia, they have so many suicide issues. So they like a lot of the groups, they restrict anything firearm based. So I have still going to groups and I still talk about, empowering and like escape plans. And I try to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But when it comes to the firearm part or self-protection, they don't really want me to say too much. So it's like sort of like what she said about mental health. I'm like trying to find that balance to be able to, sometimes people will reach out to me afterwards, after a group, and then I can say what I want, But during a group, it's like they sort of restrict me. Like, oh, listen, we'll let you talk about this, but don't go into this. And they were like, they try to say that the suicide rate is higher than people that, survivors protecting themselves. And I was like, I don't think so. I think it's more women getting killed by their abusers than killing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's how they like to show it in the news. So,
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a for real cultural war, what we're fighting against, especially being in a demographic that's actually growing super fast in gun ownership. So
Right.
Of course, the media is going to do everything in their power to be like, oh no, if you own a gun, then you're going to probably be killed by your gun and blah blah. You got the media, all the scare tactics in.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that they don't know about the Black community is that we're actually relatively resilient.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just natural hard-headedness.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be like, now we got this.
But you know what the dope thing about there's so much innovation support in the Black community that we're gonna take it and perfect it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make that shit, kind of soar, bring it to the next level. That's the dopest part of it.
It is. It is.
Definitely. I apologize to everybody. We're having a little rain and shit. So
oh yeah. We saw y'all mannequin challenge for a little bit.
It was good, right? It was dope.
Y'all was the best ever. Y'all won.
I hope this whole thing doesn't crash.
Right.
It wasn't ugly, was it? Was I ugly? Like my eyes, I look crackheadish and shit.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It actually caught you in a good still frame.
Right, it did.
So now let me ask y'all this a lot of times, especially with females within the firearms world, you get a lot of pushback from family, jobs, friends, like close friends or whatever that might not be on that level with you. How did y'all deal with that shit? As you were growing,
were growing,
a lot of people I know.
Poor Billy.
You don't deal with it.
You don't.
Here's the thing, right? You can take someone to the water, you can't make them drink.
Mm-hmm.
I had to create a safe space and create times to say, hey, family, we normally do game night, but tonight, if y'all want to, have questions and whatever, you can come tonight, right? Mm-hmm. The door's open. I had to set the stage and say, this is when I'm doing this. This is when I'm inviting you all to get rid of some of those, bad vibes or feelings about how guns or whatever. This is when you can come to my house and we can chill, but let's figure it out. So I just opened that door to them and I gave them information. I make sure that when I do something with my kids, I say, hey, y'all, we just did this little lesson. See if, nieces, nephews, friends, whatever. So I really just created a safe space. I tell people all the time, I do not sell firearm lessons. I don't sell instruction. I am here if you need me. And if you're not ready, let me give you some things, because at wherever you are, you need to prepare. If you're not going to carry a gun, if you're not going to carry a knife, you're still not prepared. Is your home and your personal protection plan ready? So honestly, I don't deal with it. When they say, oh, I'm not ready, I say, I feel that. But you own a home now. Do you have a generator? I start where they are. And people are like, you're so smart. No, firearms is a weapon, and weapons and all of these other things is surrounded around safety. I'm a firearms instructor, but I'm a safety coach. I'm a realist and a professional homegirl. So if you're not prepared, I'm gonna start where you are. So I don't deal with it.
Right. I get a lot of kickback from like people just from the whole DV thing. Like people be like, "Oh, what you got on guns because you want to go kill him?" And it be the most dramatic stuff ever. Oh, did you become a cop because you want to become a cop so you could go kill him? Like I'm like, yo, like I'm not even fixated on this man. This man was fixated on me. I'm just trying to be safe. Like y'all making it seem like I'm the crazy one. Like
I don't know where that come from, where they're like, they have all of a sudden like, oh, I'm too crazy to own a gun. I'm like, well, you probably are if you're saying that.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I will get too angry and just shoot out of anger. I'm like, okay, maybe you shouldn't have a gun.
Yeah, probably not.
All this stuff comes from like all of a sudden I'm gonna own this inanimate object, and all of a sudden I'm gonna be all extra crazy for no damn reason.
Right.
I think it's just a cop out for them actually wanting to go out and actually be educated on firearms. So like, I mean, if that's the case, you could have ran over a whole bunch of people if you're angry.
Right.
Just don't. You could have been on the news for road rage. Like, so,
right.
If you don't want to carry, that's absolutely your right. You can do whatever you want. I'm just ain't gonna hang out with you. That's pretty much it. So.
And then it'd be bad when people don't want to carry, but they know you carry, so now they think you're supposed to protect them.
No,
like it ain't that type party. It's not that type party.
And that's rule 2 of gunfighting. Make sure your friends have guns.
Right.
So if you don't have a gun, like there would be a damn.
So you want you want me to jump in front of your bullets because I did all the stuff I supposed to do, but you don't want to. Like
that's personally that's where my tolerance kind of like. That's a hard line for me. If you are completely capable of defending yourself, but you're depending on me, like you are selfish as fuck.
Yes, like, real.
You are completely capable of doing this yourself. Yeah. But you choose not to. You're selfish. I can't do that. Nope.
That's why I crack up with the girls, but like, oh yeah, my husband gonna protect me. My husband, like, but you don't care enough about your husband to protect him. Like y'all can't protect each other. Y'all can, or you can't make sure you good, so then he don't gotta worry about you. You know what I mean? It's so much to that. It's like
it's ridiculous. So I actually started this thing on my IG called "How Your Man Shoots." So every time I go to the range, there's dudes doing all types of weird shit, and I'm like, and I will film them like, this is how your man shoots. If you want this dude to protect you because you don't carry a gun because your man have a gun, this is exactly what he's doing at the range.
Right.
Not even asking for help where he should. Like, hey, look, these shots are not going to the middle of the target. Like,
they think they know everything.
Yeah, they think they know everything. And I'm just like, no. And I actually had one dude reach out.
She said no.
And was like,
damn. Get off me.
I had one guy.
Keep preaching, girls. Keep preaching. You don't know everything.
This cat was like, why these guys are, going there to get better. I'm like, okay, first of all, it's not a gym. All right, calm down.
Right.
Second of all, I'm not gonna just jump into like, hey, let me help you unfuck yourself. I don't know what this guy's gonna do. So I'm like, hey, look, why instead of going in and fixing them, why can't I just use that as advisement to all the other women? Like, hey, look, you need to defend yourself.
Right.
You can't outsource your safety. Like, that's how you're gonna die.
Like, half the time men don't want to hear that. Listen, I had so many guys at the ranch tell me like I be trying to help their girlfriend or help somebody, and they be like, "Oh, I got this." Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
their ego comes in, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I still believe in natural selection, so all right,
right, cool. Like you got it.
Like my thing though wish that we could kind of normalize in America that we have some dope women, not just women, but Black women who really know how to handle firearms. Like, can we just?
Yes.
I feel like we always have to over explain. And even in making the connections, I think it's so dope because, like, even Tina, I met her off of Instagram. Danny, I met her off of Instagram. It was like just to be able to see other women like me that were just as dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then even when I met Ursula at the SHOT Show, like I was like staccato, you know what I mean? And I was like,
that's the plug.
That's my girl.
Like I was like, you the pro shooter for staccato. I would have never thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just dope. Can we just normalize that though? Like we're dope.
Yeah, yo, say that shit again, Brandy.
Yeah, like we're dope. We're dope. You know what I mean?
I'm chilling on the panel.
But think about it. Look, if you look at this room right now, like I'm also an instructor too. We're all on different paths. So like, if y'all want to jump into competition game, more than willing. Like, come on in. Like, come on in. And one thing that kind of bothers me when it comes down to the Black community is this whole waiting for somebody else to do something in order for them to do the same thing. So like, I've been told, by other Blacks are like, oh, I thought, for one, there was no other Black people doing it, so I decided not to do it. I'm like, that's a bitch move. There was no other Black shooting when I got into competition. That was 8 years ago.
Right.
But I didn't show up like, oh, man, there's no other Black people here, so I'm going to go home. No, fuck that. Like that.
Right.
That's, to me, that would have been such a cop-out. Like, I went, shot my game, learned, and kept showing up. Showing up is half the battle. And people don't want to get over that hump, knowing damn well once you get there, like, you're welcome with open arms. I've lent out guns to like my super guns to people like, here, go shoot. Here you go. Here's some ammo. Because the same thing happened to me when I came in. So like when I first started, I had an 870, which is not good for 3-gun at all. So buddy at the range, he was all like, here's my Benelli M2. And I'm like, bro, I can't even afford to look at this damn gun. And he's all like, no, you're fine. Run it. It'll eat whatever garbage you put through it, it's fine. So I ran a shotgun for like a couple of months. And then what I do, damn near maxed out a credit card so I can get one. So
I need this.
I'm like, I need this. Like, this is an emergency. I need this gun, So it's one of those things where like, stop waiting for somebody else to do something, just go do it. If you want to do it, do it. If there's no other Blacks at your local USPSA match, guess what? It's going to be you and you're going to do it. So
run that shit.
Do it.
Tina, now
thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Sorry,
that's all right. You dealing with family, did you go through any hiccups on trying to introduce it, to family, grandmother, grandparents, parents, whatever?
Me or just
Tina? I was asking. Okay. She's mad at the dog right now, so I'm trying to.
You said what? I'm sorry.
She said, "Who said what?"
Somebody in here named Gina. Okay.
I was asking you if you went through any hiccups trying to get your family on board to your interest in firearms.
Oh yeah, most definitely. My mom looked at me like I was crazy. My brother still thinks that I'm a little psycho, but eventually they just kind of warmed up to it. They really didn't have an option because that's what I was going to do anyways, and I'm grown. So it's kind of like, with me, you with me. If you're not, you're not. When they start shooting up, don't call me. I had to
right.
Don't call me. It's either you want to sit wagon now,
or you're not.
The fan, don't call me because I'm not going to answer. So they hopped on after I said that. Once they started seeing everything going on with the world, they was like, okay, maybe we want to on your side. So
that's what I hate. A lot of people have to wait until they're victimized in order to get into it.
That's true.
Oh, my neighbor's house got broken into. I gotta get a gun now. I'm like,
right.
Your entire life.
No, one of the funniest things was COVID when the cops said, "Oh, we not coming out." Everybody like, "Oh my God!" Like, girl, them cops been wasn't saving you. They been wasn't saving you.
I had that conversation earlier today, and I said I'm gonna ask everybody what their interest was, and I said I don't mind, but I hope not everybody says COVID.
Yo, so many people the same story. Well, when COVID happened and the cops ain't come out, I said, before COVID, what was the cops doing? They wasn't doing nothing.
And look, the girl in the comments, she is sunshine, y'all. I know y'all have dealt with this. It says, I deal with family members that actually ask if I will buy a gun under my name and give it to them since they can't get one in their name.
God.
That is
Yes.
called a straw purchase.
Yes.
I have never heard of so many straw purchasing just scenarios until COVID came. And the craziest part is some of these young guys, you wouldn't get your record clear if possible, if not a violent offense, to get a job, but you want to do it to get a gun. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you're supporting your 2A rights, but the conversation has to be had on so many levels because mentally you're not doing the preparation. Women are showing up in grand fashion, and we're sitting here having these conversations in these rooms of all different colors, of shades, right? And you have men who still won't tell other men that they're good friends with, hey man, you can't be doing that. They'll just be okay with it. It's like women are building a little bit as we go along.
What?
I don't. That straw purchase is a mess. So I'm sorry. I just had to say that because I'll be ready to kick people out my class. People be asking how can they get Dracos and they in a basic pistol, and I'm like, I know what you finna do.
That is all the time, girl. I see it at the store. People come in, the girls buying guns for their boyfriends. Yo, the guy be in there picking out the gun. Then the girl be like, "Yeah, I just want something to protect the house." Like, girl, like everybody in this store know you buying this gun for your boyfriend. Like,
So the little
But I
guns
would
I worked
sucks for us. It sucks for us because when we go into the stores and we actually do know like what we're doing, they think we straw purchasing too.
No,
right.
So the shop that I worked at, like I was really good at telling who's legit chick, like who's like knows her shit, and then there's the ones that straw purchase. So I had one girl come in because I had a little break where I worked at the gun shop, and this girl came in. She's like, "Yeah, I want to buy an AK." I'm like, "If you could point one off the wall, I'll sell it to you."
Yeah.
Right. Show me what it is.
She's like, "Can you just show me?" Nope, because it sounds like you're doing it for somebody else, and you're more than welcome to leave the store now.
Right.
So, Nadira.
Yes.
Hey, where you going? 7-Eleven?
Say that again.
I said you going to the store? I'm just teasing. Let me ask you your opinion on something. You have 4 children.
Yeah.
At any point, do you feel that you will be able to train your children, or is that something that you would want to leave into somebody else's hands?
So hold on, it kind of broke out when I opened the door. Is it one more time, the last part?
Your children, do you feel secure training them, or do you feel that somebody else should take on that journey?
Can you hear me?
We can now.
Okay, I hear you.
Go again.
So
yeah, I can hear you now.
Do you feel comfortable training your own children, or would you like somebody else to train your children?
Oh no, I absolutely feel comfortable training them, and I do.
That's dope. How now? What ages are your children?
I have a 15-year-old, 9, 6, and almost 2.
All right. Tanise, I know that we spoke recently about, well, not recently, but some time ago about training children, and that's definitely a part of what you take on as an instructor or a trainer. What's that experience like?
Believe it or not, once the kids get comfortable with you, it's the same like an adult goes in therapy. Once you build that bond, you start getting more tidbits of information. And again, it's so funny because the parent will come to me and say, I want them trained on firearms. The first 2 sessions may be me really just getting to know what they know and what they don't know, and then I have to create a plan. And then I also have to kind of see how the parent interacts with them. Every parent is different. You could be a great parent, but you may be a physical parent. You may be the one who we're outside. This is how we connect and this is where we talk. Sometimes parents are good at, doing game nights and books. So before I really go deep and dive with the child on here, take a firearm, here's the 4 safety rules, that's not good enough for me. I need the child to exhibit that they can retain information. I need to kind of meet them where they are. Some children, we just read books and we go over looking for a good adult, looking for a reputable adult. When you're at school, are you comfortable with your teacher? Is your teacher, does she constantly remind you guys of safety rules? It's a lot of barriers with training children. The last thing you need is to not act like you know what those barriers are. So again, the first 2 sessions, depending on how young, I always try to figure the child out. I try to figure out how can they remember this and how can I really get them to understand the severity, because it's more than firearms when you come. I'm asking like, hey, so if mommy ever got sick and you're at Target, do you know who you would get to help you? And they're like, I don't know, I'm not there. And I'm like, well, maybe the people who have on Target shirts, something as small as try to connect the dots from where you are to what you need, little things. So again, it really just depends. But I always tell the parent, don't force the child. I tell men, don't force your girlfriends. If you do that, I cannot service you because it's not going to work out. When that happens, it's people saying you do everything and then send them back with all the info. That's not how that works. So I meet them where they are, and then I just kind of see what's what, and we work from there. But I let the child know that this is a safe space. Oftentimes they think guns are play because they on that Fortnite and this, that, and the third. So for the ones that play games, I'm like, you play video games? Oh, what gun you running on the game and this, that, and the third? And they know all of these guns and they're real guns, right? And I'm like, now I'm telling the parent, like, do you know that your child actually knows 4 real guns, even though they're on the game? Do you know that your child knows how many this gun holds? Did you know that your child? And they like, how? Your child is on the game. So it's so many barriers with training children. I let the parents kind of tell me what they need, and I kind of just come in, and I've trained children where we don't even touch the firearm. Some kids just don't have any safety recollection for situational awareness or anything at all, and they really have to practice that before we can move forward. So meet them where they are, same like adults.
Yeah. I got my 5-year-old goddaughter. I got her a Savage Rascal for Christmas. And she was super freaking excited to shoot. And she's at that point where she's actually retaining information, where I just like pop quiz her, be like, hey, is this gun loaded? She's like, yes, because all guns are loaded. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, she's like, oh, this is my goddaughter. So I'm super excited to be teaching her on that. Just getting her comfortable with running a bolt, because she should be growing into an RPR pretty soon. So just kind of want to start that with her. But she's actually pretty good with the firearm safety rules and basically running the bolt and actually pressing that trigger. So I am there. But all kids are different, just like all parents are different. One thing I do appreciate with Denise is that she actually bringing into the parent in there too. Therefore, the parent can actually have that continuous education.
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say when I first started with my sons, I had somebody else train them when I first started out. But that was because like I was a new instructor, so I felt like maybe they knew more than I knew at the time. But watching them train him, my oldest son first, I felt like he wasn't really taking in the information. I felt like he was sort of just like, okay, like going along with it because it wasn't really somebody he was really comfortable with. So I let that session go by or whatever. And then by the time we went back to the range, I just went by myself. And then it was just so much easier. It was like they took in everything I said, they was able to really pay attention and then get comfortable shooting, because you don't want a kid to be shooting and be scared to the point that they really don't even like firearms or don't want to deal with firearms. Like she was saying, like they both said, forcing a kid to do it or even forcing, your loved one or anyone to do it, it's like you think you're helping, but for real, you're not.
It's been many times at the range where Alex might be excited about something, upset or whatever, and generally it's all right, let's go to the car, or he'll go to the car and chill out. I not for a second want to get elevated at the range. So you definitely got to be super careful, caring, whatever you want to call it. The tough thing for us is that we're content creators, so we go there to train, but at the same time we go there to create content. And then some days I'm like, in my head I'm like, fuck man, we just blew a whole weekend with your attitude. But on the other side of it, I'm not going to push him further than he's willing to go. That's why I asked a question about trainers outside of yourself, outside of being a parent, because sometimes they can reach a little further than you can.
I have a question with the ones that train their children. sometimes do you get frustrated because you feel like they slack or they forget certain steps, and you be like, how can you forget this if we do this all the time?
So with me, I really don't, but I think it's because like I'm so and it's crazy because people be like, you got boys. Like people be on me all the time. Like you got boys, they should be out here running and gunning and this, that, and the third. But me as a mother, I know my kids and like I started off in firearm, I had trauma. So when my oldest son started off, he had trauma. So it was like it's an understanding that we have where it's like, oh, you want to do this or you don't. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not going to be like, you got to do it. So if he get frustrated with something or whatever the situation is, I just be like, all right, we just, we going to cool for the day. But if it's something like safety and he'll be like, oh, if he do something that's like unsafe, then I sort of be on him like, come on, you know better. But if it's just like,
you do better than I do, because I'd be like, yo, what the fuck was that?
I knew you was about to say something crazy.
That's why I asked this question, because he'll go off and I'd be like, nah, you can't, you got to bring it down.
But it also depends on what they do. If my kid bring a gun up to their face or something crazy like that, I'm a snap. It's just normal reaction because you just like, yo, like, what you doing? Like,
when you a parent, you're going to go through all emotions. This is why I tell people it's okay to be frustrated, but how can you check yourself and make it a teachable moment so the next time you know immediately how to reel them back in and not let them see your frustration. I will literally when my kids go to bed, then I will get frustrated and I will go back and go, why didn't they remember this? Let me try this a different way. Oftentimes we're putting, and this is a lot for them. You have to think the news, kids their age doing stuff more now that's publicized, kids getting killed and shot. It's a little PTSD and trauma that comes along with why you might not remember. I bought you the PlayStation, so so I have to stop, know that I'm frustrated, in the back of my mind say F them kids in my head, right? And then stop what I'm doing and say, why didn't he remember? Let me try a different way of getting him to remember. Let me try something different. And then eventually I'm going to find out that it was something else as a parent, that I can have time with my kids and be that good mom. But how can I get it to click for you? Right. So I give them grace. They know when enough is enough, but I'm a parent. I'm going to yell. I'm going to cry. I'm going to get frustrated. But going into it again, I shouldn't be falling into the same stuff, you know? And for everybody listening, you got to be a parent them kids. So don't say that I said that and didn't, because don't do that. Don't do that.
So one thing that kids do, that all the kids that I've taught, bite-sized pieces. So literally bite-sized. It takes a lot of patience to actually to raise that too, to actually teach kids firearms safety first, and then you can get that marksmanship. So me my goddaughter on a single shot 22, where she loads one at a time while we're there. Like, it's not like she's loading without a safety. Cool. And then I can add on that marksmanship. So it has to be baby safe, beyond baby safe, and extra patience with those kids. The good thing that you have to do is set aside your expectations of those kids. You want those kids to be John Wick as soon as possible, but damn well it's not going to happen.
Right.
Baby step it. Everything. Like, hey, today we're just going to work on just safety, and we're going to shoot that, gallon jug right there or whatever, like some overly sized, target that they're going to hit. We already know they're going to hit, and they're going to have that confidence to keep doing it, to keep
building that confidence.
Right.
So still baby steps, just baby step everything.
And you gotta be respectful to their time too. Cause with kids, like especially our own kids, we be trying to have them into what we into and try to have them on our time. But we gotta remember their kids too. Like, they be wanting to do their own little things and stuff like that. So we just gotta be, respectful of the little stuff they want to do as well. Like that's why I like her saying, like, oh, she'll find games and stuff that is relatable, because all that stuff is important when it comes to kids.
Look, you train men the same way you train kids,
girl.
So another thing I
tell me about it
with my goddaughter, we also went to the arcade. And I was playing little shooting games. She likes playing shooting games too. So those same rules, like she don't point this little laser gun at me,
right, right.
or she's not in front. She's making sure she's pointing at the screen, and if it's empty or her fake mag is empty, like she knows how to reload it, refill it.
Yeah.
So like all those rules are, you can totally put them on other things as well that are of their interest.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to be a shooting session,
right,
or a training session. You can do everyday stuff, and those same rules will go over to that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I'm same way. I try to be the same way. And even with a lot of people are against toy firearms. I'm not personally, because
I'm not
it's
either.
an opportunity to continue
Training.
that sediment, that training. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
My 5-year-old, he just turned 6 now, but he just got to the point where he's telling me now, he's like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to work, and he was like, oh, you going to the range? And he want to go. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take him out. But we practice safety all the time in the house. He had me cracking up the other day. We got like one of them, them guns you shoot and stick to the mirror. Them little suction gun.
Yeah.
So we got a little suction one. He always playing with it. Right. But we got one of them. I think I got it off Amazon. But we be shooting the mirror or whatever. So I was shooting the mirror, and then I was talking. So I sort of like, I didn't like swing it, but I like left my finger. After I shot, I left my finger. He was like, Mom, you gotta take your finger out. You gotta take it. I was like, oh, you right. I'm like, you right. Let me take. And then he cracked me up. He be trying to put both his hands on. They so small. He be like, it just be so funny. I be crack. I'm like, let me get a pic. I be cracking up. It's just so funny. But they pay attention to every little thing we do. And then especially at that age, they suck it up. Like, cause they wanna have that connection with you. They wanna have that, like, oh, look, this what me and Mom doing, or so
and that's a way for
really
them
good.
to impress you.
It is
a way for a family to have some togetherness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Almost like game night.
I would definitely caution against is seeing what your kid talks about at school, because last thing you need is your kid up here like, oh, mommy has 10 guns.
Right, yo, for real.
When we go to like family's house, we gotta tell Al, like, bro, listen, don't talk to your cousins about none of that shit you be doing.
So here's my next question. Have you stopped going to a family member's house because they won't allow you to bring your firearm into their household? Or is it that you limit the time you have with that family member or friend because they're not comfortable with being around you with your firearm?
First of all, because the whole point of concealed carrying is concealment.
Right.
So if they don't know.
No, but let me tell you the funniest thing ever. So, like I said, people be watching me. They be like, girl, you want to be in the army? You want to be like, they be saying the craziest stuff. And I'm like, no, I just want to be safe. Like, but I went to a friend's house and she was having an event and she stopped me at the door. She couldn't see. She didn't know where my gun was at. She kept looking in my waist area where it was not even at. She just kept looking and she was like, girl, you can't bring no gun in here. I was like, what? She was like, just because she know, you know what I mean? Right. She's like, you can't bring no gun in here. And I'm like, who said I had a gun? But I'm like, even then, why couldn't I bring a gun in here? I said, what, you got security at the door? She was like, no. She was like, but what if something go crazy and then somebody get in a fight or something like that? What that got to do with my gun?
Right.
I'm like, what did you talk? But that be the people that don't know, so they just in their heads like, oh, a gun just makes the situation worse. Like, no. I was like, girl, I don't even got it. I was like making sure she knew, like she felt secure. It was right on my thigh. Like, girl, bye. Leaving my gun in no car for you.
I absolutely love carrying.
Crazy.
Because when people don't think that I'm carrying, I'm like, oh, okay.
Cool. I'm like, girl, bye. Like, what? And then, but it did make me think, like, next time she had a van, I'm like, do I even want to go? Because I feel like I was harassed. I'm like, do I even want to go? Like, for real.
Is that comfort level?
Right. Don't want to go.
Hey, yeah. How do y'all feel about teachers having firearms in school?
Teachers?
Yeah.
I agree.
If they're comfortable with it, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're already dealing with rowdy kids. I'm like, they have to be proficient, and they can't be like some like morbidly obese, music teacher, who's probably gonna get overpowered by some kid depending on the grade. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, but if it's somebody who actually takes guns seriously and proficient with it and able to like teach along with the remaining conscious of that gun, yes. Is it for everybody? No. I look back as soon as this conversation came up. I think after like Uvalde, I was thinking. I went through my high school book, my yearbook, and I'm like,
this person could not have done this. Like,
nope.
So Tina, you said yes. Do you think like I've always said that I feel like it would be okay, but do you think like the school system would actually keep up on the training and stuff like that? That's where I feel like the decision would be made for me.
Okay, so you got a really good point
there. I think it's going to be I think it will be the teacher's responsibility, but I don't think the school itself is going to keep up with it now.
The school won't. Think about this. A lot of your law enforcement agencies, they only qualify with their gun once a year.
Yeah. And then will the teachers keep up with it? See, this is me. I'm in between, right? I'm in between because I've seen teachers beat the crap out of kids because the teacher, a kid got in their face. I'm not saying that the kid was in the right or nothing, but it's like, it's kind of scary if that same teacher now got a firearm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I kind of feel like it should be on a concealed carry basis.
Yeah.
However, your concealed carry, basically is by the state. I'm actually against the government being too much into our gun rights as it is. But at least on a concealed carry, they can still dress up around there, still remain professional, and still have that tactical advantage. But by going through a lot of your CCWs, you do have to go through a class. Some classes are shooting based. And then, like, if they already have some record that, guess what, the school doesn't know about.
Right.
Well, then the other question, right? I'm sorry, I'm just because people always ask me this. I'm a stop the bleed instructor. They have one nurse in the whole school.
Yeah,
if the nurse is busy with one child. So my thing is, anything could be done with preparation, right? If we really gonna have this conversation, the conversation has to be had all the way around the board. Every classroom should have something to stop the bleed. Every classroom should have something to cover the windows in case it's an active shooter if we're on the first floor. So I feel like what Tina said, I feel like it should be a yes. I feel like right now it's not enough to be a solid yes, but if they really do what they need to do, the kids will be safer. We'll feel more at ease. And then later on down the line, like, every classroom has emergency guards to stop a bleed in case the nurse is busy. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like some of these hypotheticals could be real. Because then you'll talk about, well, let's start with security. Let's see how that goes. Security can still shoot someone, stop something, and the bullet keep traveling or whatever if they're in too close proximity, door open. So the reality of it is, at school with my child, I want them protected. But if you don't know how to stop a bleed, if you don't even know how to perform CPR, most teachers do not have to have CPR. No. Most teachers have never even seen what a chest compression looks like. And they've been teaching for 25 years. Now we're gonna have to talk about getting some other training. So I feel like it'll be like, you want teachers to have firearms, stop the bleed, CPR, da da da.
Right.
You can't just say firearm.
And even like a plan, like what's really y'all plan? Because if everybody, even if y'all got firearms and everybody running here and there, and it's like it's just still a mess. You know what I mean? Like y'all
that's control over that.
Right. The same way they got a fire drill, they need to have them type of drills. You know what I mean? Like it need to be more.
The
more
parents
to
need
it.
to get involved with their schools. And for the last like 20, almost 30 years, parents have been so far away to their schools. Now you got like drag queens and all types of random shit going on in our public schools right now. So the parents need to get involved in the schools.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you want your kids to be safe, you need to be homeschooling.
Some parents I don't want involved in my child's school. I like when they stay home.
For real.
Because some parents have not dealt with their own trauma. Let's keep it a buck. Not everybody has dealt with their trauma, and a lot of stuff is a trauma response for parents. And some of these parents like to knuckle up if you buck, and their child has that capability. So some parents, for me, When I pick my child up every day and they outside loud and on the phone, that's not the time for that. I'm trying to be, presentable, talk to the teachers and see, but it's only so much
Actually check on your kid.
Wow, I'm looking and I'm like,
But see, that's what I said when I was talking about the teachers. I didn't just mean about like a student taking a gun. I'm talking about them teachers that been on video beating these kids. Like, don't get me wrong, like a kid shouldn't be all up in your face, but at the same note, it's like you like, all right, you too far in my face. I'm gonna just punch you like you a grown up. It's like now if you carrying a gun, what's to stop you from pulling that gun out on a kid? That's my only thing.
But that's the same thing as if I'm walking down the street with a gun.
It's true, but I'm just saying that it's like now if it's more, I don't know. I'm just seeing more and more teacher situations where it's like they really snapping out. Like I watched this video where this teacher was like going in on this kid, and I was like, yo, I'm thinking like I really thought it was a parent and a teacher when I first watched it, and then I found out it was a 14-year-old. Like, and I was like, yo, like,
yeah.
And they're like, oh, they fired her, and nobody pressed charges. Like, I'm like that.
Would lie too. Like, even if you was a teacher with a firearm, where would you make that agreement that's like, okay, I'm going to draw on this student, or okay, I feel like our lives is in danger, let me pull the weapon. Like, I think that'd be hard for a teacher to be able to like come to the agreement with like, okay, I'm gonna pull my gun out on this kid, because based off what you saying, Danny, as far as like how certain teachers kind of like handle the situation with a student, that kind of goes hand in hand with the firearm. Like, because if you're saying it like that, then as a teacher, how would they know when it's okay and when it's not okay to draw?
Right. That's why training is so important. Training, education.
Also, with the whole CCW class,
it gotta be serious
of self-defense. So if you can't, regardless what state you're in, if you can't articulate why you had to use force to protect your life, you're going to be in the wrong.
Right. But I think when it comes to the schools that's doing it so far, I don't think they putting enough seriousness into it. Like she was saying, the stop the bleed, like all that stuff needs to be, it needs to be more than just, oh, we're going to put these guns in these teachers' hands. So if it's an active shooter, they could shoot too, instead of waiting for the cops to come out while they sit out there for an hour and the school gets shot up, because they just trying to help the cops. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, oh, the teachers had guns too. So it ain't just on them, but it's like, y'all got to put all that training behind it, because guns can't just save people on their own. You know what I mean?
We should all start a school. We could each have a class. How many classes is this? Brandy, Ursula, Fanny, Tina, Nadira. Okay, so we got enough for graduation.
Right. Yes, we do. Yeah. Seriously,
it's coming to, and hopefully more of these conversations happen, and people say, you know what, I'm going to create a school where people who actually have life skills are going to be the ones helping to make some decisions. I think schools should be more about what the people in the districts need. Every school is different. Every area is different. If you live in a hood, once they start getting us at the tables to say, hey, what would you, then progress will be made. As long as these people are broke in some of these areas, as long as these people have issues of violence and stuff, it's going to keep being the what if. So we need to just start all stepping in the school system.
For real.
And going balls to the wall. That's where I'm at with it.
I'm glad that you didn't include me as a teacher, because I can't stand kids.
What? You are the administrator that don't nobody want to see except for Fridays when you going to get us a lunch. No, sir.
See this part right here, right to the forehead. Fuck on out my face, man. I can't stand kids.
He would have teachers we just talking about.
Right.
I wish.
Shut your ass up.
Yo.
Man.
But why? That's how you telling your age. What you do? You did the upward thrust.
He said right to the forehead.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave you as the field trip coordinator.
He said I'll be the janitor.
Yeah, he's gonna be the PE teacher right there.
Them janitors be spicy. We don't need him being their janitor. We need him as something that he can work remote.
Right, you can't even come into school.
Groundskeeper. Who has a groundskeeper? Don't do that.
Yo, yes.
Oh my God.
Man. Hey, let me ask y'all. How do y'all feel? I know this is gonna be a mixed bag. Some firearms are kind of angled or directed or advertised to women specifically.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about that? When people kind of assume that somewhere in the stash is a purple gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do y'all deal with that? Like, yo,
I
I'm
don't
really
got no damn purple
yo,
gun.
I shoot. I ain't with all that, the fancy shit.
It's for me, it's so hard, right? So we got things like the Rose that just came out, right? Everybody was talking about it. We got the Cheetah, Beretta. These are all guns that's supposed to be woman-based guns. They claim Sky is woman-based. Only thing I think is because it's color and small. But some of them guns, like the Beretta, I actually, when they said the way they promoted it, I was like, oh, I'm not really big on like a gun being like, this is the woman's gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when I shot it, I was like, it's actually nice. Like, it's really like barely any recoil. It's easy to, rack the slide. Like, it fits good in your hands. It's just a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, this could be good for some of my students, and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But then it's like, I don't want a gun to sort of promote to make women think that they can't shoot any gun. Because you could shoot any gun. You know what I mean? Because now if you got this idea in your head that I got this woman gun, right? And this is the gun for me and it's made for me. What if you don't have that gun? What if you get the bad guy gun, right? The bad guy attack you and you get his gun and you like, I don't know, I can't shoot this because in your head, you know what I mean? You got this, I need this gun. You know what I mean? So I'm so in between with that. Like I am now. When they was just saying any gun was the woman, oh, you need to get a revolver. I'm like, y'all better get out of here with that. Like, bye.
I got guys, I had husbands coming in like, I need to get my wife a revolver. I'm like, you know what will fit her? A gift card. Get her a gift card. That will fit her. So that way she can come in, we can figure out what actually is going to fit her hand.
Oh my god.
But you think your wife is dumb as fuck that she can't operate anything else except for a revolver? That's what
really.
You I'm
right.
Like, leave you. And I've actually said this shit. Thank God that shop didn't have a real HR department because I would have.
Oh my gosh, for real. They be trying it.
Being marketed towards women, they're trying to lump women into one group.
That's
so
what I said.
The Rose is basically it's a 365 Spectre cop. That's what it is.
Right.
X-frame, whatever. It's guess what? They don't fit my hands. Like I've never been able to actually shoot decently a 365.
Yeah.
Most triggers on the OG ones are like not the greatest. But not to dig on SIG, but they did it in a very classy way. The whole damn gun is a pink or anything like that. They just have a little rose gold trigger, little rose gold accents.
Right.
Okay, cool. It's not that pink gun. But that's like the old FUD thing. Like maybe if my wife, would need something super simple to operate because apparently she's dumb.
Right. That's what I'm like.
And it has to be pink or purple or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have companies that are like, I call it the old white guy theory, where like these guys are like, oh, this is the only way my wife is going to shoot this gun. Or they'll get like the Airweight. Smith & Wesson, I think that was one of the shittiest things they did, was come out with the Airweight series, which was basically aluminum revolvers, which kicked like a fucking mule because there was no weight behind it.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I'm on the whole, a chick can shoot whatever gun she fucking wants.
Exactly.
And as for, I think I saw a comment on a purple gun. I decided to do a girly Gucci Glock because I have a girly gun or a Gucci Glock. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just do one. That's the only reason why I have a purple gun.
Yeah.
And it's appropriately named the Sea Witch because why the hell not? It's on my
well played.
Again. But it's kind of just, they don't understand the individuality behind women. Like, just like every person is different, every woman is different. So therefore, whenever I get anybody's like, hey, what's a good gun for my wife? I'm like, a gift card.
For real.
not your wife. I don't know.
And everybody is different. I say that all the time. Like no woman, even us right here in this chat, we all different. We all different. Everybody, it could be the way you see a site might be good for me and not good for you. The grip, like it's so much stuff that we're just unique about. And it's like you can't just put us on this one. This is your gun. Like this is the gun.
I use the tampon analogy so much when they're like, "Hey, I need to find a gun for my wife." I'm like, bro, that's like asking me what the best tampon is for her.
Right.
I don't know her flow. I don't know her life. I don't know. You need to try out a whole bunch of different ones to figure out what's going to work best for her.
For real.
Yeah. Like, Brandy.
Just saying.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not sure if this is a constant thing or if this is something that maybe I just caught in a film or a picture. Open carry. Is that your preference?
Well, I only open carry when I work as a safety range officer, and that's just because everybody kind of open carries in the gun store. So
true.
At the gun store that I work at on the weekend. So
okay.
I would honestly prefer to conceal, but I mean there are times where I open carry, but it's very calculated for me.
Good. I like that. I love that answer.
You know what's crazy? I met some women, I think it was last month, that were at a gun range, and they told me they want to open carry, and I was like, "Why you want to open carry?" And they was like, "Oh, because then people gonna know not to mess with me. You know me, I wouldn't." I was like, "First of all, you making yourself a target." Like, I started going ham, like, and then they was like, "Oh, we never thought about it that way," like. But y'all the people that don't got that education and be thinking that, warning shots and pulling your gun just out on anybody because you're trying to scare them away. It don't work like that. Like, and it's sad that people still think that.
I know it's so super sad people still think that. But question: did these women look like they could defend that gun? As in, like, if somebody ran up on them, just see?
No,
that's nothing too. They come up with these like super crazy scenarios in their head, like, oh, nobody's gonna mess with me. Okay, ma'am, if you look like a floor model TV with a gun on your hip, like.
Girl, and then I got cussed out by this girl in the store, right? So y'all probably all saw this crazy. Well, I get cussed. I ain't letting nobody cuss. Yeah, but anyway, this girl, right? So she, y'all saw the video with the girl I think she was in the Poppy store, and the guy came behind her and took the gun. That video went viral. So it was a girl carrying just like that, tights. Everything carrying just like that behind her back, and her shirt, it was printed, but you could tell it was so obvious that it was a gun. So she did have it under her shirt, but it was obvious as hell. Like it was so obvious. So I was behind her in the line. So I was sitting there and it was eating me up. I was trying to like ignore it, and I just couldn't. And I just like tapped her, like, "Excuse me," and she turned around and I was like, like your gun, like I can see it. Like, I was like, it's like really like printing like bad. And I was like, you probably shouldn't carry it there. And she was like, who are you to tell me? She was like, I'm a police officer. And I was like, okay. I wanted to be like, girl, where you work? Cause girl, where they do that at? I'm like, yo.
When I see those moments, I just remind myself how much I do still believe in natural selection. So nope.
But it was, listen, I could have grabbed her gun right from the back of her pants with no problem. Like, and then she was small. She was really small. She wasn't, girl, you would have been got. Okay. I was like, okay, but do you, but she had that tough mentality. Like, she was like, yeah, like, I'm a cop. And I was like, okay, that's on you.
That being said, has anyone ever had to like deal with situational awareness to where you were actually in preparation to draw or actually had to draw to get yourself out of a situation?
I have.
Yeah, I have too. I'm about to say whoever want to go.
Run up, get done up.
I haven't yet. I haven't yet outside of work.
That was my story. Run up, get done up.
Run up, get done up. Tina just disappeared. I thought she was gonna start.
I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna start. I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, I have like recently, like a couple months ago, I was in a situation where I didn't really know whether I should draw or not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That was
The laundry's dry.
yo, I was like, what the heck?
but yeah, I was in a situation where I wasn't sure if I should draw or not because the person was leaving, but they had the gun out the window as they was leaving, so I wasn't sure because my laws. I live in Maryland, so Maryland laws is very, very like it's very difficult to kind of go past it. They don't have a stand your ground law. The law is kind of really iffy here, so it's not like other states where, say, if I was in Virginia, then yeah, you could shoot them and it's cool. That's a stand your ground. We're more different. Like if the person turns their back, then by law you can't, shoot.
Pursue them.
Yeah.
So it's very weird. So I was stuck in a situation where I just didn't even know what to do based off of the law. But a lot of people, when I went to Instagram, a lot of people was like, "You should have shot that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if he was driving on you. You should have just shot his ass." And you asked lady, you got a lawyer, right? So you just asked your lawyer, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna do that next time." But I want to know y'all opinion, like.
I would have been just mentally prepared to draw at that point. Like I appendix carry, so like I would have already been starting to grab my shirt. Like, okay, like that's where I would have been at. Like I don't know how it's going to go, but I could be quick.
Right.
I know I'm pretty quick out the holster anyway, so I'm like,
yeah, I had it already. Like I was ready, but I just wasn't sure. Like
now, where we live at sucks. I live in Maryland too. Where we live at, it super sucks. Yeah. Maryland is governed by the castle doctrine for pretty much inside, and then outside you have a duty to retreat. That is law. So it comes down, and we all know laws based on case law, not statute. In other words, the common sense thing that we would have thought, Maryland is pretty much going to say, hey, you could have did this, you could have did that. They're going to look at every little loophole. Yeah. So it almost is if you have to take that few seconds to say, I'm not going to draw, and then I'm going to draw because now it's super persistent. But in terms of that, I mean, I would have felt uncomfortable. I probably would have backed up to the point where if I can still see them with the firearm out the window, in my eyes, I'm too close, right? So in my mind, I'm ready to draw, but I'm backing up because the more space created between me, and if you're still posing a threat, shooting or things like that, that would have looked better on your part or your case. So I think that you would have been within your rights, but it also too matters where you were you just standing there, were you on the move? Those are questions that Maryland will kind of get into versus other states. How long were you standing? Like, those things, because they're gonna try to figure out if you had the time to use the duty to retreat. So anytime, when in doubt, always think, if I have enough time to cover my butt, keep my eye on them and get away, but still be drawn or create more space. The more space I can create, the more I can say I'm retreating and it still was there. I'm retreating. I backed up 10 steps and I still had to shoot. That's always my thing. I'm a back up. Like I'm retreating. I'm keeping my eye on them. I couldn't just turn around and run. But I mean, yeah, if it would have run up, get done up, and then don't say anything. And unfortunately, we got it bad up here. Yeah. She knows. Maryland, DC, and Virginia are neighbors. They all have different rules. It's all different. We got it bad up here because 16-hour requirements plus 2 hours range time just to get it concealed in Maryland or in DC. So you with me for 2 days, and that's like the minimum. So it's really bad, and it's uneasy. And what she said is not uncommon. We second guess ourselves a lot up here because we know that it's already biased against us in so many ways. But I think you did the right thing. You made it out. You didn't have to use your weapon. And you live to fight another day.
Yeah. And there's a good question that popped over here in the comments. I hope I don't butcher your name, but Raj Singh. Yes. Yes. How many of you have insurance? So I'm assuming self-defense insurance, because that was I got insurance, home insurance. Like what are you referring to, bro?
I got every insurance you could think of.
Yeah. Right. I personally have two. I'm waiting for one to run out. So U.S. Law Shield, I'm waiting for that to run out. and they also have Right to Bear. I went to them because they have crime scene cleanup, gun replacement, and psychological services on top with the same price as U.S. Law Shield. So,
$11 a month, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right to Bear.
Yeah. Also, family coverage
Mm-hmm.
for $11 still. Right there. Apparently, is
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got USCCA and US Law Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my Law Shield to expire as well.
Do you like the U.S. Law Shield or no?
Huh?
Do you like the U.S. Law Shield or no?
I'm waiting for mine to expire.
Okay.
So my only beef with USCCA was their tiered system
Yeah.
instead of having a flat system, because I'm like, if we're all having the same coverage,
Right,
better than having the multiple tiers.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
What-
Everybody needs to do their research and see what fits their lifestyle.
Well, you know, it's supposedly changed because I partnered with them. So they supposedly changed where they have it. It's like everything is unlimited. It's just like what you get. Like if you get classes and stuff like that changes the price. Yeah.
So do y'all like who has
Because they
coverage?
and stuff.
Family coverage? Who has family coverage? Do y'all like family coverage?
Oh, you talking about the other one? They just Right to Bear.
Oh, the Right to
Yeah.
Bear.
Oh, do you like Right to Bear?
But family coverage just extends over to your spouse and your kids. The kids,
Yeah.
are cool, especially if you put your kids in like karate or something like that, or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and what a lot of people are getting their kids into now.
Right.
So it's good for that coverage.
Mhm.
Oh.
Now the coverage. I'm sorry, Brandy, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I actually like U.S. Law Shield and I like USCCA. I like the fact that they provide seminars. So I go to a lot of events and they like provide you dinner and they really like have a lawyer come out do this speech on like the different laws, particularly in Ohio because that's where I'm from. But the other states that they provide those events to, they talk about the laws, and I really like that because it kind of just helps you stay aware of what the current laws are.
Yeah.
I
I think you just
USCCA is for the younger folk. USCCA is offering more of a scope to not just say well insurance, but like Brandy said, that's the tipping point from probably them and other people is the seminars but it's all about how much you're gonna be active. You're not gonna be too active in it, and you're not gonna go to meetings. Then you got to get what's best. But having something is better than nothing. But can I also say, if you have kids, start putting your kids some money in trust funds, because what people are not understanding is these banks are starting to do something crazy. So while I have the insurances for that stuff, I also I have money and stuff that nobody can touch no matter what, and it's just there and it's shielded, like almost like your LLC from your personal assets. So that was just something else that I didn't do before I became an instructor. Is I made sure I got everything really separated.
Yeah, you weren't gonna lose everything off of one thing.
Yeah.
Right, because my kids can't eat hot dogs every day. It's just not. I can't
Oh
do
nah.
Nothing wrong with hot dogs every day.
Hot dogs and baked
Nah, not
chicken.
every
That's all
day.
they would get if I'm not here to cook good country gravy.
Not every day. Come on, Billy.
Well,
Hey,
one thing
let
I
me
will
ask
say
y'all a
about
stupid question.
USCCA is their marketing is on point. I would definitely give them that.
Who?
True. Oh, they're probably the largest marketing.
And with US Law Shield, it wasn't really that I had like a problem with them. It's just me. I always tell people like really look into your policies, and then if you go into them meetings and conferences and all that stuff, really listen to them and ask the questions that you want to ask. Me as a domestic violence survivor, everything is different. It's a little different for me when it comes to policies. Like I don't be wanting certain stuff. It's just a lot. Like it be little things that you really got to pay attention to. It'd be like, if you and your abuser had the same policy or whatever, then we have to back you both, and it just be little stuff, and they be like, all right, y'all not gonna look more into it and sort of see who made the phone call and who did what, and you know what I mean. It's just like, nah, y'all both got a membership, so this is just what it is. So I don't know, it's just certain stuff I feel like I guess I'll be wanting it to be a little bit more like, all right, I'm gonna really see what's going on with this situation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Than just you paid your money, so I'm here. You know what I mean?
Right. So at the end of the day, for y'all watching, do your own research, see what's going to fit your lifestyle.
That's what I say. Yeah, really read it and look into it. Go to all them little meetings and stuff so you can have all your information.
Ask all the questions.
Mm-hmm.
A big seller for me. Number one thing, I'm like, if I'm going to call you in an emergency, like the person who picks up the phone better not be in Bangladesh or some weird ass spot. Like it needs to be an attorney that picks up that phone.
Yeah.
Now I'll take one transfer. That's it. So as get picked up and they're like, "Hey, we need to patch you to this cat in Arizona."
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's it.
Right.
Just more than that, no, nope.
Right.
Not worth it. I will hang up.
So I don't want to ruin the moment, but I gotta say this only because we're looking at the last 2.5 hours of a question of freedom. Tomorrow they're gonna sign into whatever that countdown is for the brace ban for the tax stamp, et cetera, et cetera. Is that for y'all something that like, what the fuck, we gotta fight this, or is like, I really don't have one, or no big deal?
We have to fight it.
No, I'm about to say it's a fight. Yeah, it's definitely a fight.
Because this is what happened when nobody freaking spoke up about the whole bump stock ban.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody spoke up. They're like, "Oh, I'll have a bump stock. I don't care. They were retarded anyways." And here we are.
Yeah. But I do think that with like elections and stuff coming up, honestly, I feel like it's gonna be overturned. I feel like you're gonna get people that's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm on y'all side. We bringing the stocks back," and because they're gonna want them votes. So I feel like it's gonna be
120 days. So that's what, 4 months. They can't even process a regular like tax stamp in 4 months.
Right.
So basically, we already know if you try to register your shit, you're going to be automatically denied, and there are going to be ATF agents at your door.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you need to basically be contacting your representatives right now, blowing up those phones, those email, tell them, "Hey, y'all need to do whatever you can because ATF is out there losing their shit right now."
Right.
That's what you need to be doing right now.
Yeah. For real.
I can't legally say what I'm gonna do.
It's like, hey, you gotta figure out what works for you.
I already contacted my representatives. I'm actually going to set up a meeting with one of them, like the one I haven't met yet, because my main congressional representative, like she knows me by first name. Like, yo, hey, I keep her in check. I don't know if she thinks I'm gonna kill her, but I'm just like, no, don't fuck with my shit.
Don't fuck with my shit.
Don't fuck with my shit. I basically tell her in more elegant words, but like, just don't fuck with my guns.
Right.
Like, if you are so concerned about equality, especially with blacks, why don't you want me to have guns?
Right.
Sounds like you're being a major racist. So once I bring that into play, actually on a one-on-one, their tune changes really quick. I am lucky that my main congressional district representative, she's actually pro-gun. I even offered to take her to the range because she's like, "Oh, just got me a SIG 365." I'm like, "That's cute. So let's go shoot. Hang out with your constituents." But some of the other districts around here, they're anti-gun. So I'm like, nope. Y'all want to play? Y'all want to act a fool? I'm just throwing it out there. It may get to that point. So
this is one of those conversations. I haven't read the last few things, so I have to kind of I know what's happening, but where I'm at in Maryland and DC, if you ever pay attention, a lot of us don't make a lot of noise. We ready to step. It's just people have to really understand where we live at. I can literally get in my car and drive about 7 minutes and be in DC, the capital of the United States. I know you can go speak to your delegates easy, and I'm not sure where you're located, but up here, it's a little bit different. And I say that humbly, and I have relationships with a lot of the delegates and things from just prior work I've done in my professional career, but things are a lot different up here. It's all, every time something goes on in the news, everybody's like probably not even here. That's number one. They hide, tails between legs. DC is always a hot spot for news, and a lot of them do commute and live in Maryland. So I try to wait until I have all the facts. And then I see how to proceed. DC again is not a state, so a lot of times you up against stuff that's forever changing because how they feel. So I don't know. I some of that stuff I have to get enough facts to really make an argument because I'm gonna fight. So it's not that's not the question. The question is up here. It really has to be completely calculated, super smart, super. It's just a little different up here when it comes to because next thing you know they'll be popping up in classes. Oh, you can't do that, and then you be like, well, what's going on? So some things I just
Yeah, I actually ended up reading a lot of it, and also reached out to Gun Owners of America. They did actually their video on YouTube actually explains it pretty well. But I'm definitely gonna fight. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna fight, and I think it's gonna get overturned because you can't ban a common use item, just like they found out with the Bruin case. Like you cannot ban ARs; it is a common use item. So with that being said, now they're going after an accessory on what most people have on ARs. So they're trying to backdoor their way to get rid of ARs because they're planning on doing something that's really fucked up that we need to defend ourselves against. So next thing you know, like they're gonna try to ban drop-in triggers. They're gonna try to ban 15-inch handguards. They're just gonna come up with some arbitrary.
Yeah, it ain't gonna stop.
They're gonna ban red dots.
They're gonna try to ban red dots. Yeah,
it's gonna keep going
until we start doing what our forefathers would have done. So
yeah,
leave it at that because I don't need this to be played at court someday. So
right. Like that wasn't even me. That was my copy. Like
right? I was like, people say I look like time.
Right. We got clones.
But we'll see. I mean, like they could try to sign it into a rule, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get overturned. So I feel bad for there's gonna be those suckers out there that's gonna make the news. ATF gonna show up on their door for having a legal SPR. I know that's gonna happen because I mean like people as a whole are dumb. So I know that's gonna happen, but I think we stand our ground, we're fine.
Right.
So just a little while ago, prior to the show, we were having a conversation about training in certain elements that you can actually look into yourself and say, wow, that's something that I'm missing. I often, I enjoy shooting. A lot of people are familiar. But if I get up and run around, or if I have to run to a target or whatever, that's a part of training that I'm fucking missing. And I'll be straight up honest about it. Is there something about any of y'all's training that you would love to add in this year and start getting familiar and tightening up that side?
So I just started doing vehicle. I just posted it yesterday. Vehicle ambush. Yeah. I just started doing some stuff like that. I started doing also hunting. I started doing that with the Survival Sister experience as well. And I'm loving it. You know what I mean? It's still new to me. So when I do post here and there, you get the people with the you gotta do that, but I explain to people all the time, it's new to me, and they be like, you an instructor, but there's different types of instructors. Certain people do certain stuff. Not everybody's on the same level and know every single thing there is to know. Like, you get to where you want to be, but I'm like, just because I'm an instructor don't mean I'm doing vehicle combat stuff, and you know what I mean. So I'm definitely like the hunting thing. I'm going 100% in it this year for sure. So I already went hog hunting. I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. So yeah, I'm just ready. Yeah, we was in it. We was in it. And it's like I said, like some people like, oh, you shooting animals, and we got a lot of the negative and the positive. But that's why I wrote what I wrote when I explained it. Like, if today or tomorrow all the markets closed, all the stores closed, how you surviving? How you surviving? Like, seriously, like, people out here that be like, oh, I don't want to plant no flowers. It's not about planting flowers, but can you plant vegetables? You know what I mean? Like, can you make food? Yeah, it's just so much stuff that it's like y'all gotta open your mind and really think about it, because they be like, nobody control me and I could do what I want. But if they was to close them stores tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
So,
What are you doing? So,
beginning of the show, like Eric and I were chatting about, prepping and all that type of stuff. And this is that like little segue into prepping and into preparedness. So granted, I don't eat meat. I am actually plant-based. I don't do meat or dairy.
okay.
However, I do have some quail shot, bird shot in there just in case shit gets real crazy.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna start killing some quails and doves around here, and I don't want to tear up that meat. So like,
for real.
that preparedness, because like man, I can only eat veggies for so long. At some point, hey, it might be a shitty harvest one year, and I'm like, well, fuck. That quail's looking pretty good over there. I'm about to go kill that whole quail family. So I do what I have to do. So also being like Dave Ramsey over here, I wanted to buy ammo while it was cheaper. So like, to be honest, like granted, I've been in the gun game for a bit. I've been competing for about 8 years, actually 8 years now. But like I started in the gun stuff like right around Sandy Hook. I'm like, oh nope. So I still got PMAX, brand new PMAX from Sandy Hook, stockpiled. Because I'm like, one of these days, that's or I'm gonna have to run them. So like I've always had that squirrel mentality. Like, oh no, I might need this for a shitty winter. So,
for real.
Yeah, I think for me, as far as training goes, one thing that I try to push is a lot of dry firing. Like, dry firing is so valuable, and it's not always about going to the range and using all your ammo up. It's about dry firing. You know what I mean? Like, how am I drawing when I'm sitting down? How am I drawing when I'm doing this? Just like Danny was saying, as far as like even in the vehicle, like how am I drawing if this situation happens? So I find that dry firing is very valuable, and I try to like really incorporate that into my training, and really encourage other people to do that too.
So it's funny you bring that up, because in the competition world, so everybody who was like kind of like not top level shooter yet, but kind of that mid pack. Over COVID, holy crap! After COVID, when matches started popping up, these cats are on point. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I fired for the last 2 years. Everybody else.
Oh yeah,
for real.
Shout out to Mantis. Get yourself a Mantis.
Yes.
I want to Mantis. Like I'm like, but I'm like that old school dry fire. Like, let me just put like a dime on my front sight. Old school.
That dry fire is definitely something that more people got to work on. I think for me, I want to get into more running and shooting, like with my students, but I also think emergency preparedness. Emergency preparedness in all forms. So you guys are the hogs and killing, and I'm with all of that. I need to go try. I don't think I'm gonna like it. I'm not scared to get in there and gut nothing, but when your electricity turn off and you need to figure out how to keep your house cold, like I'm trying to get more into emergency preparedness on a whole nother level. How to create a knot that can pull so I think I want to incorporate more of that. I'm starting to see a lot of repeat people, and I'm starting to notice when things happen, they're not prepared. You get stuck in your car, you get this, that, and the third. So more of the change your tire, how can you be safe, how like that type of thing. So I want to definitely beef up on that this year. My boys are 12 and 8, so it's about the time where they can start moving and grooving with some other stuff. So now I'm incorporating that with them, and I might as well bring it into classes. So
I'm like, we need to have a separate prepper conversation. Like,
we have plenty of preppers in here.
Yeah. I'm checking out something. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. This is really awesome.
They're all up for the conversation. Believe that. Hey, I got a fella coming in. I'm glad he blanked out his screen because he ugly as hell. Y'all don't want to see y'all don't want to see the boy.
Man, Jack you, Billy. Man, shut up.
What's up, Skill in there?
Oh, nothing at all. I seen that 2 young ladies on here are instructors. And me and Billy, we done had this conversation on live before. I'm actually had an eye injury when I was a teenager, and I didn't get to really shooting into my late 20s. And I've been asking this serious question. It's predominantly my right eye, which is my dominant eye. I've been having trouble trying to figure out how, as far as having an eye injury and then coming into the gun game so late. What's the best way you could tell me how to kind of adjust that and try to figure that out?
What do you mean?
Well, when I got stuck in the eye with a knife. Me and my sister was in the kitchen cooking. We were playing around. Well, I was playing around, and she came back and hit me in the eye.
So you're trying to figure out how to get your eyes to allow you to shoot at the level you want to.
Yes, exactly.
So one, you need to consult your doctor, right? Your doctor should be having you train in what's called physical rehabilitation for your eye, okay? Number two, you probably would benefit from an optic. These are good situations where a red dot could offer you the best chance. You can practice forever until you're gray, but you cannot out practice a physical injury that just has certain things that it's just you're never going to be able to do, right? Can you see good during the day? Can you see good at night? You don't want to be only good shooting during the day and then someone mugs you at night. I would suggest you, one, consult your doctor, take as much vitamins, each carrots, they're good for your eyes, and get a red dot, stop focusing on what you can't do and what you can do. In this situation, I've seen people switch their dominant eye if need be. So the question is, are you willing to put the work in to switch your dominant eye or to learn a new function?
And with me, I'm cross dominant. So my right eye isn't the stronger one. So I guess it's a little bit harder in his part because that's his dominant eye. But in my case, just because everything functions to the right side, but I know the left eye is the one that I'm dominant, I can see better with. What I started to do is I would put on my glasses and I would tape that right eye. So it automatically made me go to the left eye. So I went and try to be focusing on both. So now when I open both eyes, I'm not, all over the place. So that's like something too you could do to sort of train that other eye to start being your more dominant eye.
Told you, Skilly.
Thank you, young ladies. I appreciate it. Billy, shut up. I'm not talking to you.
No problem. Sorry for your injury. That sounds pretty.
Right.
Y'all never heard about this before?
Y'all never heard his
No.
That it will tell you
hey,
when this is over.
That's why. All right, so he slid past that shit mad quick. Look, but did y'all see all them laughing emojis in the chat? Because everybody else heard this damn story.
For real.
Because look, he from Detroit too. And you think, all right, he got stabbed in his eye.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh my God.
Really, stop laughing.
Damn it, Skilly. Forget it. I'll never tell the story again.
Oh,
I love you, my brother.
Somebody on the panel asked Skilly about the wheelchair incident.
Yeah, I see that.
Man, dude, don't start. I'm on. Bye.
He said bye.
I legit deuced out.
Hey, one day, y'all gotta hear these stories. He has the most amazing stories in the 2A world.
Yeah,
we ain't got nothing to do with 2A.
They is going ham and they going ham in the chat.
Yeah, man. Shit. So let me ask y'all, man, because I know we're getting close to our mark. So I want to kind of end out with kind of some of the reasoning. Oh, here come trouble. Kind of some of the reasoning that we know each other from me being a good stalker, but we all had the opportunity to meet up and hang out in SHOT Show. This is my road dog at SHOT Show right there too. Fat guy with guns. What up, soul brother?
Ladies, how you doing this evening? How you doing?
Hi.
Good to see y'all.
So I would love for each of y'all to kind of give a good and bad on SHOT Show. What did y'all walk away with, mentally, and what are you preparing yourself for possibly next year?
Go ahead, Ursula.
Oh no, that was my face from a reaction to the comments. Good and bad. SHOT Show definitely can be overwhelming. Like for a newbie, just have a list of booths you want to hit up. This year was actually really different for me because I was only there for a day, and I was only at the Staccato booth for like a couple hours, and then I had to go hit up my other sponsors and meet like 2 new ones. So thought that was actually pretty cool. But have a list. Like I didn't even walk the floor. Like I didn't really see much. But SHOT Show definitely one of those things that if you're in the industry, you definitely have to go to. It's great for networking, also great for marketing as well. So like people get to know who you are, and they'll become your friends, just like you'll become theirs. And a lot of the gun industry is friendship based. So I'm more likely to, refer a friend of mine, to whatever situation may be than some Joe Blow stranger. So
yeah.
True that.
And heck, Sean from Chicago.
The good for me would be I love that I was finally really able to like meet up and just like really chat with people that I see all the time online. I done wrote playing y'all before, talking to y'all before on Instagram, but it's just not the same. When I actually see y'all in person, it's like, hey girl, we meeting up. I'm like, Billy, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like everybody just got to really meet each other, and we was comfortable with each other. Like we just talking, busting it up. Like we knew each other for a long time.
It was like a bunch of cousins in your grandma's house.
I loved it. I love that, seriously. And yes, SHOT Show can be very overwhelming. But like Ursula said, I did learn, like, don't try to go in everywhere. Like, go through that list and be like, listen, like these is the people that I want to talk to, and this is what I want to do. Because when you try to run around this year, I was trying to run to every booth. I was like, oh, I missed this. Let me go here and do this. I was exhausted. Yes. So next year, I'm like, I definitely gotta, like, these are the people I want to see. And then don't be so frustrated if you can't see everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, like you came with a plan. Be proud of what you do get done, right? Because a lot of times we get frustrated as hell. We don't get everything done. So be proud of what you can get done. And then, just perfect, like Ursula says, she's been going years and years, like perfect it a little bit more every year.
Yeah. Oh, another thing too. Stay hydrated.
Oh yes.
Stay hydrated.
And don't let nobody think you gotta sell your soul for nothing either. Like if you whatever's meant for you will be for you. And if you gotta tell some people to kick rocks, tell them to kick rocks. Oh, you wanna play games? You wanna play games, Billy?
So another thing with Danny on that one is that, like, you gotta keep in mind, especially if you're an influencer, whatever your brand ambassador, whatever you are, your name's a brand just like that brand.
Right.
So, like, if somebody's like, hey, look, we'll give you, the moon and the stars, but we have this shitty product that we want you to promote.
Right.
Is that going to be the best deal? Because now you got to try to, like, force the shitty product or try to push it. Because guess what? They're not going to come back to that company. They're going to come back to you because you're the face. So keep that in mind. So I actually got approached by another company, another 2011 company, like the day after I signed with Staccato. I had to tell them no. So,
damn.
To this day, my no still stands for that company.
Who did you say no to?
SHOT Show is very overwhelming.
Text me that number.
Exactly what they just said is everything I would say. Don't sell your soul. You also too have to know your brand and know where you're going, right? Having short-term goals is cool, but if you're gonna go for big fish and big companies, you better have your game together. So preparation. It's okay to send emails before you go, just to kind of get, can we meet? So setting up stuff ahead of time, that's the part that I think people may get discouraged on, but it just lets you know where you got to get better at. Yeah. The good thing is meeting and seeing everybody. And like I said, the bad thing is thinking like you're not good enough for this and that. And sometimes it's none of that. Sometimes it's just people got meetings all day and you not squeezed in on the meeting. So preparation is key. And, if you mesh well with the company and you like you said, what they have going, products and this, that, and the third, it'll work. But a lot of times people can't talk to you right then and there. They're not ignoring you. It's just, you got to make sure the ones you really want to see, you already have them in your site months before SHOT Show, and you're already using their product. You're already a believer. You're already, so all of those things work in your favor.
And another thing to add on to that is that, like, why don't you just ask what's your marketing direction for this year?
Right.
And see if you actually fit into that marketing direction. Because if they have something like, hey, we're just going to target, cheerleaders, and I know damn well I am not a cheerleader, and I'm not about to fit into a cheerleader mode. Hey, that's
it's like, let's save me the time.
True.
Mm-hmm.
There's other companies out there that I'm willing to work with too.
Yeah.
And don't take a no as a like hard no.
Right.
Follow up a little bit later because hey, shit could fall through, and they're like, all right, hey, this is what I can offer. This is what I have. And this is what you can do for me. This is what I can do for you. And always basically, under promise and over deliver when working with those companies. So when I signed with Staccato, it was like, they're like, hey, we just want you to do like, 10 photos and, 5 videos a year. I'm like, that's it?
That's it?
Right.
No, that's it. All right.
I showed my nipples for Staccato.
Yo, you selling your soul, Billy. You selling your soul.
My soul dirty as hell.
Yo, I'm done. I'm done with him. Throw the whole Billy away.
Give this soul away if I try.
I was gonna ask something and I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, and also remember your small companies that's already supporting you too, and even like like each other. You know what I mean? Because then when you do get to that point where you got all these followers and you getting all these views and people throwing themselves at you, you want to remember who was there for you when you was building yourself as well. So go ahead, Brandon.
Tina.
Because I think it was Brandy's first show.
Tina sleep. Tina sleep. She had them pajamas on. She went to sleep.
Tina look like somebody auntie. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tina. We gonna beat you up.
Inside the house. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm done.
That show was really great. It was very overwhelming. Like everybody said, drink water, bring some comfortable shoes, prepared to be walking. See, people told me this ahead of time, and I kept thinking, it's all right. I walk all the time. No. You gonna walk at least 20,000 steps a day. Like
for real.
Crocs, those orthopedic shoes.
Yes, get them Crocs, man.
That's what you need. Like
match your Crocs to every outfit. I'm telling you,
match
keep them Jones on for real.
Every outfit, because the walking is real. Like if you want to go to the gym, just wait till SHOT Show. You gonna get your gym in. Like I was like
and drink at the Super Bowl all night.
Wanted to go out afterwards. I'm like, you still want to go out? Like I'm tired. Forget that circle bar. I didn't see everybody in circle bar. I am sick of circle bar. Like
hey, I'm gonna get a T-shirt made next year. Say fuck the circle bar.
Right. That's what I said.
But he gonna say fuck the circle bar and be right there though.
And right at the circle bar.
He's gonna be right there at the circle
bar. He had a permanent one. We was like, where Billy at? Over there in the corner in his normal
Exactly. We knew exactly where he was.
But he was smart though. He could see everything. But was outside of the
right.
Nope. I
always
made a couple laps, came back.
You know that he's at one spot. So
yes.
I won't go to circle bar anymore. Circle bar is the devil. Don't go there.
Yeah, but guess what?
Yo, I'm dying.
Look, I can't talk about the circle bar because that's how I got in with one company, one big company.
Get them drunk a little.
Yeah, I definitely did I made some good talks though with people, but I wanted to talk to the people that was sober. Some of them drunk people, they can go ahead. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I want you to remember what we talked about.
No.
So before Brandy gets to telling you how much fun she had, let me give y'all a little insight on how we met.
Okay.
Brandy gives me her phone at the Sky booth, at the Sky setup.
Yes.
And she said,
Brandy is a celebrity out here.
What do you call it? Put your Instagram in my phone so I can
follow you.
So I go in her phone and I put in my Fly Family _TV. And I follow me, but before I follow me, it says follow back, which means I've been following her funky ass.
For a long
Her
time.
ass left me sitting here as a follower.
Yo.
Let's go, Brandy. It's good to see
And
you.
Brandy
What'd you
is
get out of
hilarious.
shot?
Like, you know what must have happened? It must have been that time when I was getting a whole bunch of followers. You just kind of fell in line.
Right, right.
Okay.
Right.
You know what?
Right.
That's what
Listen.
hey, that's my girl.
I was trying to figure it out because when you ask shot, your followers and stuff be going crazy. You be getting a whole bunch of messages. So I'm like, wait, who this? Wait, like soon as like follow me, I'm like, all right, which one is you? Like,
I actually felt bad. There was one dude. He was kind of cute, buying me drinks and shit. Never asked my number. So I'm like, bet, cool, another successful shot show.
Right.
He finally reached out, like, hey, you remember me? I'm like,
I bought you a drink.
Right, I bought you like 5.
I be like, I don't remember, man. That circle bar.
And I'm on Instagram, I'm on my phone like this, like the phone was here so I can look at his damn profile pic because I ain't following him because I'm like, I don't know who the hell this is. Then I'm like, oh shit, all right, follow.
I followed you.
I followed you just now. Right.
And then they can see it. You be like, I've been following you. They be like, bruh, it say 2 minutes ago. Like,
right. I know. Like, sorry.
I've been following Brandy for 4 years.
Yo,
4 years.
Yo, he said 4 years.
She only had an account for 3 years. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But it is.
Yo.
But Brandy, that was your first shot too, right?
It was, yeah. I actually because I really want to be at FFL, and so that was kind of my thing. So I didn't even know where to begin. It seems like everybody kind of knows each other. Like I'm in Ohio, like all by myself. Is anybody from Ohio? That's
actually I have somebody's in Ohio.
Maryland. Look, everybody from Maryland.
But it's not even everybody know each other. It's like I'm telling you, it's that link up. Like we all probably see each other here, but when we link up, it's something different. It's like girls, like I see my cousin in 5 years
months ago, and I did not know who she was, and she had filmed a reel. I recreated it, never posted it, and I was like, I don't even know who the girl was. I can't find it no more. It was on my feed and it disappeared. For me to see this girl talking to me, she gonna turn around and go, yes, right? I said, hold up.
I know that.
Hold up. I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing just yet. But then I see him again. I'm like, hey, girl. Hell yeah, that's her. So, like, we were just talking and chopping it up, and I'm like, I knew I seen you before. Like, you see people and you not sure who they are, and stop, and I was just like, all right, bet she up here. This how I seen you. So it just made sense, but a lot of us don't know each other. We'll see each other online and just be cutting up.
I'm pretty shameless about it too. So like, if I've been following you for a bit and I see you in public, like, hey, aren't you such and such? Cool. All right. Just want to make it nice to meet you.
Right.
Yep.
That's how I pulled up to you. That's how I pulled up to Ursula. Yeah. I'm like, girl, I was following you. Like, what's up? I'm so, like, like we gonna meet today.
Yeah, I said to Ursula, I said.
And it was absolutely like awesome meeting Brandy too. So,
Brandy, for your first shot show, how hard did you sleep on that second day?
Listen, already.
Ask her again. She slept real hard.
I was in the bed.
You was in bed at what time?
At what time?
I was in the bed. I missed the basketball show, the basketball game. I missed a lot of stuff because I was asleep. I was
Yo.
So
Tina ain't never go to sleep.
I ain't never go to sleep. Never went to sleep.
There's this trend going on where everybody's like, they'll hurry to get off the floor and go take a nap, which is like a trap. I'm like, damn well you're gonna sleep.
Yeah, nah, I ain't messing with it.
Nope.
Yeah,
I saw Brandy going out. She like, yeah. I said, all right, well, you ready? Yeah. I hear from Brandy for the next morning.
Nah, Danny was the one, because Danny was like, girl, ain't nobody doing nothing. We doing something? I was like, Danny, all right. We ended up at Circle Bar. Danny would act like she was tired and be like, no, girl, I ain't gonna be here for that long. You could just give me 2 of those. I'm like, but Danny was comfortable in her shoes, and I'm like, now I see what she
sure was.
Now I see her feet.
It was so funny. Yo, and I was cracking up because we was at the USCCA event, and it was like, come on, we gonna take a shoe picture. I put my Crocs in, like, yeah, put these motherfuckers in there. I'm the most comfortable person out here right now. Like
my secret after, when you ready to go into that hotel, when you ready, have something to eat, whether you hungry or not.
Yeah.
That right there brought me back. In my hotel, it was the place, the little diner, Silver Diner or something, chicken fingers and French fry me. They knew my name by the time I left up out of there. Large soap.
I went crazy with water. I was just hydrating.
Right
I
here.
said,
This is
forget
what
that.
you need. This is the SHOT Show Survivor.
Yes,
right
that
Yo,
liquid
for real.
IV.
That's what you need.
Yes, seriously.
I got
I
a
have
few
my
of
a
those.
little travel shaker. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Do my liquid IV.
For real. Yes.
One in the morning.
Tina kept saying,
ham sandwiches.
Tina kept saying, I'm going
I
to
got mine too, right?
Yep.
Yo, Tina was like, I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm like, all right, let me know when you get up. I look on Instagram, Tina at the store, at the malls and stuff. I'm like, Tina, when the hell was you supposed to go to
I
sleep?
never went to sleep during SHOT Show. Don't know how to get alive.
I said, this girl gonna crash. Every time I look, she just
a lot. It is such a good time. It's a lot, and there's so many things to do. That's one of those events where people say, "Are you getting tickets?" I'm out here, and I will feel the vibes as I go.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like a specific time. Other than that, it's always something to do.
Yeah, it is.
And I tell y'all what, anybody who left early, who like left Thursday, believe me, you didn't miss nothing because you guys were the cool people. Because the people who left on Saturday and Sunday were sitting there like fucking didinks trying to figure out what to fucking do.
Yo, listen. When I left on I think I left on Sunday. I slept all Saturday. Like I slept all day.
Yeah, we was still lit on Saturday. Don't play us.
Yeah.
But not, ladies. I just wanted to come in here to salute all y'all, give y'all your flowers. It was a pleasure meeting everybody, and I've been in this gun thing for almost 20 years now, and you see the progression, and when I see the strength in you guys and the grace, and you guys doing your thing, and I mean, I worked with a group up in Cincinnati called the Brown Girls Project, where all we did was train Black women. 100 plus Black women before the whole COVID thing happened. And I love seeing this. This is great. I mean, I can't wait to see more. I mean, it was beautiful seeing all y'all together and everything. It was wonderful, man. I'm overwhelmed. Like I said, I've seen this. I've been the guy, and I'm in Ohio, and I'm usually the only Black guy when I go shoot competition, when I go do whatever. It's always me. So I love seeing us being out, and that's changing now. When I go to the range and I see the brothers and I see the sisters and stuff like that, this to me, this is beautiful. And I'm not, I'm trying not to be. They all know me as Grumpy Zach, but I'm trying not to be, sentimental. But I love seeing this. This is beautiful. I love seeing this, man. Everybody across the country doing this. This is something I never thought I'd be in this gun thing like this. Anything to do with YouTube. I got into guns and became a trainer here in Ohio because I wanted to see my people be able to get behind a firearm and know what they're doing and learn and not be scared. Right. And when I see this thing blowing up the way that it is, it's beautiful. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what you guys are gonna do, because the guys do stuff anyway. But I can't wait to see what you ladies are gonna do. You women of 2A, it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Flowers, that's all.
So is this who we asked for the Staccato gift cards, or too soon? Is it?
Right.
Hey,
we might have to wait till Valentine's Day.
I was like, oh,
we gotta wait till Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I'll wait till the W2s come out.
We appreciate you.
I might as well just go buy it if I'm away from my W2s. I'm just saying.
Give me
just throwing it out there. Or you can start buying gift cards.
I just want to know about the options, because there's too many options. Like when you go to the Staccato site and they ask you, do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want that? And I'm like, just
look.
Give me I guess we can do a little Staccato minute here. So pretty much on there, you can personalize it however way you want. So like you say you wanted a P, you can get that steel frame or aluminum frame, DLC barrel threaded, stainless steel barrel, stainless threaded, optic ready, non-optic ready. What else you can do to that damn thing? Oh, you can Gen 1 or Gen 2 grips. Like you can do whatever you want. It's personalized to you. And one thing with the personalization little widget, I guess to call it, every time you make a change, so let's just say you want to go to a stainless barrel, it'll pop up a stainless barrel. Or if you want to do a DLC threaded, it'll pop up with a DLC threaded barrel, so you can see it. So there's no surprises by the time you get it.
Okay.
And Brandy, if that's too much information, get you a Taurus and some black tape and make it
Nah,
really
nah, we ain't doing
same
that.
fucking thing.
Nah,
Same
nah,
fucking thing.
nah. No, if that's too much information, just hit Ursula up later and she'll break it down for you again.
Oh yeah. Don't let me forget. I gotta tell you a little secret, little staccato
Oh,
secret.
I need to get in on that conversation. I need the secret too, you know.
End it now. Ready for the secret.
I know. We're
Right.
Everybody.
Have to be
No, we can't give it to everybody. You know, we
Nah,
gonna
not
No,
do
I'm
everybody.
talking about one me.
right.
I dig
We,
it.
we all need it, you know, just us right here.
I already know which one I want.
Right, for
So
real.
in that case, Billy, we done with the vibe. Let's hear the secret.
All right. Well, this is a good time. We all past our 2 hours, man. And listen, I really appreciate everybody for stopping by tonight. Amazing support. And a lot of eyes are on you, beautiful Black women, to continue moving in the direction and soaring as high as you can. I appreciate each one of you. Like Zach said, your flowers are to be given while you're alive and breathing, and we appreciate everything that you guys are bringing to the table. And keep on rolling over.
And when I grow up,
thank
I want to be
you.
like you guys.
You older than old.
Thank you. And thank you for having us, you guys.
I'm in my 20s right now.
We appreciate everybody for stopping through.
Also, don't forget to look in the description box because I did put certain sales inside the description box as well.
True that. And if anybody at any point could not get a link, get their link, it will be in the description of the show also. But man, we had a great time. I appreciate y'all.
No, and y'all ladies gotta come out to the meetup, man.
All right, let's do that. Yeah,
y'all gotta come out to the meetup in June.
Oh yes, let me talk about that. I am actually a college student. I am struggling. If anybody,
yo, she get on my nerves.
If anybody wants to pitch in for my ticket to the regular gun award show.
Yo, the Gundies.
No, not the Gundies.
No, the regular gun guy. Okay.
Yeah, not the Gundies.
Oh yeah.
So listen, June 16th, 17th, South Georgia. We are taking over the range and doing an amazing award show. It's going to be a 2-day event, possibly a 3-day event. We're working on that early first day. So everybody in the chat pretty much knows, I think, what's going on. Still,
we're having a women's conference, and that's why I would love for you ladies to be there. We're specifically having a women's conference this time.
I definitely want to go.
We want y'all to be there because y'all guys are voices in this community, and you need to be there to be able to speak so other ladies can see you and see, they need to be able to see all that. Y'all guys need to be there.
True that.
I definitely want to go.
And also, more importantly, is that a real word? More importantly, get your ass out there and vote.
Yo, seriously.
Zach, can you drop the link tree? Get your ass out there and vote.
Wait, saying it like they're doing an election at their local place. You're talking about the RGA's election?
Yeah.
Vote for us. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't gotta go nowhere. Just click the link.
You just click on the link, right?
They gotta go to an actual building.
Wherever you gotta go.
Oh, the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it right now.
It's a link, right?
It's a link. Click that link. Vote for your favorite gun tuber in whatever category. But whenever you see My Fly Family, smash that.
Vote for me.
Smash it.
Vote for me. Vote for me. If you see me, vote. But I'm trying to win. Vote.
All right.
I mean, y'all
listen. Vote for Billy. Vote for My Fly.
Vote for me.
Yo,
did me dirty.
Yo.
Vote for My Fly Family. Best live, best budget.
If you
gun
give
tuber on YouTube,
Yo.
and if you want, you can vote for Zach.
I'll give you an interview. Who is that? The Pimp 1984. I will give you an interview for them tickets. Who that?
Oh my God. Yo.
I'm trying to make some connections.
She is serious. She need them tickets.
For Gundies?
No.
No,
for the
RGA.
For the RGA.
For RGA.
RGAs.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
that is too
Updates.
funny.
Well, Miss Brandy and
Y'all
Ursula,
got-
I followed you too. I did not follow you, so I'll be poking around, just leaving little hearts and whatever nonsense. And hey, girl, I
Yeah.
followed
Remember
y'all.
me?
Ursula, what's your Instagram?
It's Ursula.308. So right here.
Oh, okay.
Look, like.
And listen, man.
I
Listen,
followed y'all so
movie
we can
spread the
all
shit
stay in
around and
contact. But I appreciate y'all having me
Yeah.
on.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Me too.
Finally, I've been chasing Pretty Shooter for like forever.
Yo,
Forever.
look, Billy
Blur.
try to make it seem like he just be stalking everybody.
He does. Y'all don't know.
I be on
Yeah.
everybody
He stalks
YouTube
all of you. Y'all
with
don't
one
know.
viewers.
He
You could have
stalks
been
all
had
of
me
you.
up on this thing.
He stalks y'all like crazy.
I
Y'all
always
don't
try
know.
to make time for YouTube because you can always go back and watch it, and people really love the platform. I always try to make time to speak on YouTube because we can do this. We can just
Yeah.
talk, and you know,
Especially
Yeah.
with people you really support and you really comfortable
Yeah.
with. That's everything for me.
Damn.
It is.
Real deal.
Have a hate right there.
He's a real motherfucking deal. Hey,
Mhm.
on that note, we're gonna run up out of here. I appreciate everybody for stopping through, hanging out with us. We'll see you
Wednesday.
Peace.
Oh, yeah.
Love.
Y'all don't leave though. Y'all in here, don't leave.
Yo.
You got to.
Oh,
Damn. Tina needs a date. That girl with guns, the girl in the middle, the girl in her pajamas. She needs a date for the RGA.
She don't need no date. She trying to get a
She
ticket.
need a ticket.
And then she could take me. Then she could take me so we can all go.
Right.
That's the word. That's the word. Well,
Right.
shoot. Y'all listening. We'll see
Yeah,
y'all
we
later.
need them tickets. All right.